This is my life with albinism.
Now, this is my life with albinism.
And this is my life with albinism.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Life with Albinism podcast. I'm your host, Dale.
And I'm Avery.
And we have a special guest today. I literally just discovered this woman. I noticed that she had a huge following. She owns her own bakery, and she's making a really, really big impact, especially in social media. We're going to have her introduce herself and let people know your social medias. We have Angel White.
Yes, sir.
Hi, everybody. I'm Angel White, formerly and currently, I guess, known as the baddest albino entertainer. My Instagram is at I am the Angel White. My TikTok is Rook and Angel. And I am extremely excited to be here.
Thank you. Now, you said your moniker is the best albino entertainer. What exactly do you mean by that?
The baddest.
The baddest.
The baddest
albino entertainer. What you mean by that? What that mean?
I entertain. So my introduction into the entertainment world, I used to be a dancer, the kind with clothes, and a really infamous DJ in Dallas, Texas, coined that for me.
Okay.
And in the moment, of course, it just meant like the baddest albino dancer. But as I like made my exit from like the adult industry, I went in, I rapped, I had a music career. And so it carried on because entertainment is entertainment. You know, you have film, you have music, you have movies, podcasts. So it just stuck. And I really wanted to like take myself out of this, like, I don't want to say basic because that's just like not a fun word, but I wanted to make sure that if I was going to be in the public eye and I knew that I had albinism, I'm gonna be the baddest at it. I'm gonna eat it up. So it just stuck. It stuck.
Okay, so you used to be a dancer. Let me ask you this then. It seems like you're obviously extremely confident in yourself, but even more so, very confident in your body and your curves. How did you get like that? Like, did you have to go to Dr. Miami like most of these women? Or how that,
Natural.
Talk about that.
People don't believe me, man, but this homegrown, baby, this cornbread and collard greens.
Really?
It's no surgery. Had I went to Dr. Miami, baby, I'd have got a little lipo. I'd did a lot if I was going to see Dr. Miami. But no, this is homegrown, man. I am. It's who I am.
Okay.
I am born this way. Like, of course, when I was younger, I was a little bit more petite. Before I had children and stuff like that. But I always had a body. I always was curvaceous. I always had a little booty do. And as I got older, stepped into like womanhood, right? It just kind of grew. And I'm very active. I work out. I'm very conscious of like the things that I eat because at the end of the day, I'm a Black woman. Yeah. And with that being said, we suffer from some health issues that others may not. You know what I'm saying? We have to be a little bit more cautious about the type of things that we consume. And so, like I fast for 16 hours daily. I work out at least 3 or 4 times a week. I don't eat beef or pork. I try my best not to like deal with like super bad stuff, like, like honey buns, like refined sugars and stuff like that. But I mean, I'm human. Of course, we partake, we do things, but I just try my best to like just be healthy as much as I can. But the body bodies. The body bodies.
So you said you was a dancer, right? I want to get on that real quick. You used to do that. You don't do that no more because you have kids. Like, how do you like? Do you think like that will impact you later on down the line? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like your kids finding out or whatever.
Oh, my kids know.
Oh,
my kids know.
Really?
So my youngest, yes, my youngest child is 6, so of course he don't know.
okay.
But my older kids, they know. They're well aware. I'm like, their dad and I, like, we're very open about our past, because I don't want you to go down those, like, I want to be able to provide a life for you where you don't feel like it's necessary for you to go down the road. Because as glamorized as it is in social media, it ain't all it's cracked up to be. It's a lot more that comes with it than money or fame or meeting celebrities. Like, it's the hard knock life, you know? So I'm very open with them and let them know, like, this what it is. Like, don't let social media fool you into thinking that, oh, it's just the thing to do. It's like being a rapper, or it's like being a no, it's not. So no, they're very aware. And I don't really think it's gonna affect me negatively in my future, just because of where we are today. Like, again, being a dancer is on the same playing field as being a rapper or being an actress. Like, it's glorified. So I think that, like, if I was to ever, like, run into somebody who knew, like, I don't think it would affect me, especially because of the way that I carry myself now. So when you meet me now and you see the person I am now, you don't correlate that with that. So I don't think.
Okay.
Now, did it ever transfer into adult entertainment, or did you always keep it at only dancing?
I only dance. I never wanted. Now that's some stuff that I don't know if I could cuss on here. I'm gonna try my best not to. That's some stuff you can't go back from.
Okay. So you never wanted to step
I didn't. That was nothing I was never interested in. I didn't want to. No, I was never interested in that. I as many offers as I got. And it was a substantial amount of money that was put on the table at one point in my life to go into that field, because it was a niche.
Yeah.
Right?
So why?
You could
what made you
title
not,
that out. You could,
say
no.
You said what, Dale?
I didn't want to have sex on camera.
Okay.
That was never. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want that to be a part of my past. I didn't want that to be a part of who I was as a person. It just wasn't an interest to me. Not that I judge anybody. I had plenty of girls to this day and back then who are in the adult industry, and it's cool. Get your money, baby. Do you? But it was just never nothing I was interested in doing.
Okay. And then the last question I have on this topic is, do you think that because your body is the way that it looks is why it crossed you over into dancing in the first place? Do you think it was because people were noticing your body and then it's like, oh, well, she would be amazing for this? Is that how it got started?
Not at all. I was fascinated with the lifestyle. I was in college. I know that sounds so cliche. Like, oh, I did it to pay for college. But I was in college, and I was working at the Waffle House.
Oh wow.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that. I was working at the Waffle House, and I mean, pennies on the dollar. Like, it's bad. And I was like, man, this can't be the way to go. And I'm looking at, like, my coworkers, and they're all like 40, 50, 60. Like, y'all been working here your whole lives. Y'all still working here. Like, it's no way I'm gonna be able to have the life I want working at the Waffle House.
Yeah. Right.
But I had already had, like, history with, like, working a 9 to 5 also. And I was like, that's gonna take too much of my time. Like, I had it in my mind, the lifestyle that I wanted. Yeah. And then, of course, like, I had seen movies like Players Club and stuff like that, and I'm like, wow, like, it's a substantial, like, I could, yeah, no, that's so cliche too, but I was like, ooh, like, So I sought out, I did some research, and the first club I ever worked at, it was like a topless club, so I did not have to get fully nude or anything like that, because I didn't want to do that. Yeah. Kids. I went in. It was a really tiny little club. Like, it was like a little hole in the wall, little tiny club. And they hired me on the spot. Like, they're like, "Ooh, yes, like, you're different, like, whatever." And honey, I did not know how to dance. Not dance like that. Like, I knew how to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I did not know, you know what I'm saying, how to pop that thing. And so my first night, I made like $300-400. My first night. And I was sold, because I'm like, if I can make this, it's only a matter of time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I can make this in one night, I wasn't making $300-400 at the Waffle House in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah,
let alone
damn. So
making it in
yeah,
a day.
Wow.
So I'm
yeah.
sold,
So
baby. I'm like, oh yeah, this it. This it right here. And I
yeah,
mean, it took off from there.
Okay, and as of now, you own your own business. Can you tell the people the name of your business, what type of business it is, and where can people come to support or purchase from?
So I own a cookie company. It's called Angel's Cookie Shop. It is. I don't have a brick and mortar, so it's only online. I do pickup orders in the DFW area. I mean, I ship nationwide. Everything is vacuum sealed. It comes, safe and sound, moist and everything like that. Took me a long time to master that. My website my website is angelscookieshop.com. And if you have any questions, you can always email me at it's angelscookieshop at gmail.com. And it's also in the link in my bio on my Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you can just click the link and it'll take you
followed
right
you
to the
to.
shop. And thank you. I do cookies, I do mini cakes, and I do Rice Krispie treats. They are just regular treats.
I was
There's no extra
Then they are not
in them.
edibles, everybody, okay? Don't
that
try to
too.
get high. They're not edibles.
They are not. Um,
Oh
Okay.
man.
yeah, so I don't need nobody calling me talking about I ain't feel nothing.
Boy, I
So yeah.
All right, so now let's talk about growing up with albinism. So for you personally, what was it like in early childhood, growing up with albinism, living with albinism, and did it take you time to kind of cross over into being accepting of your albinism or having confidence in it, or were you always comfortable in it? Speak about that for us.
So I grew up in a household with I don't want to say she was a single mom because she did end up getting married or whatever, and I had step parents and stuff like that. But I did have siblings. I grew up in a house with siblings, and I'm the only sibling who does have albinism. And my mom, she made very damn sure that I was not treated differently than my other siblings, and that my siblings didn't treat me differently. Uh, and so I really thank my mom for that because she never limited me because of like my low vision or anything like that. Anything that I wanted to try in life, I feel like even if she knew in her heart, like, yeah, girl, you ain't gonna make it, she still allowed me to figure that out on my own.
yeah.
Which was great. So I had a lot of insecurities because of course I got picked on quite a bit, and you get you know oh you're a white girl and
Yeah.
this that
Yeah.
and the third, like, so you have these typical comments that kids make or whatever. You're adopted, like how could that be your real mom and your real siblings and stuff like that, little
Yeah.
cool stuff that kids say. And
Mhm.
that affected me because like any other child, with albinism, without albinism, you just want to fit in. Like you just, you want to have your set of friends. You want people to, like you, and you want to be a part of the mix and everything like that. Even as far as dating, like when I was younger, like, that was just hard because I think that people were confused, which made me confused. And so that probably put like a little stain on my confidence.
Mhm.
But it didn't stop me. Eventually, when I was in I want to say from the first grade up until maybe the fourth grade, I went to the school for the blind, which is a boarding school.
Mm.
And a lot of people don't know that about me. This is probably the first time I ever said this on camera. I went to boarding school, you guys.
Wow.
And yeah, that's crazy. My grandmother actually sent me there. God rest her soul. Um, she sent me there, and she sent me there because she felt like they would better be equipped to like help me learn how to maneuver through life with low vision. Because technically I'm legally blind. And so, I do wear glasses, but I do want to give a little shout out. I want to give a shout out to the Earlene Sims collection with Vontel. If you're looking for a good frame, Vontel Eyewear, the Earlene Sims collection. My mama-in-law, y'all. So I just want to give a shout out.
Tell,
And I
tell
feel
them where
like,
they can buy it.
if
Tell
I'm gonna
them
be
the
blind,
website where they can buy it.
I want to say it's VontelEyewear.com. But if you Google Vontel Earlene Sims collection, it's gonna pop up.
Good.
So I feel like back then there wasn't a lot of options for eyewear. You had about 2 or 3 different frames you could choose from, you know, and that was it. So that's it. So yeah, so she sent me to the school for the blind because she felt like they'd be able to teach me how to maneuver through life, cooking, doing laundry, just your day-to-day survival.
Yeah.
And it was boarding school. So I was there Monday through Friday. Friday I went home for the weekend, and then Sunday evening I went back to school. And I will say this. It did teach me quite a few things that I use in my day-to-day today. Yeah. Okay. It did. On the flip side though, it was traumatizing.
Yeah.
Because one, I'm being sent away, and I don't quite understand why I have to be sent away. I don't understand it. And I have to be away from my siblings where I'm comfortable. And I'm around people who were like I said before, my mom never limited me. My grandmother never limited me on what I could try. I was never put in a box of like, hey, don't do that because you can't see that well. My mom let me do whatever I wanted, and she let me discover that on my own. Once I went to the boarding school, I was kind of put in a box because not everybody around me was raised that way.
Yeah.
So I'm being put in the mix with people who don't have like I have no fear. Like I want to try it. I want to do it. And I'm in the room with a lot of people who are fearful, you know? And I don't know how to translate that. I'm young. And so that was like traumatizing a little bit. And as the years went on, I realized that I didn't need to go to the school anymore. It's okay for some people, and I feel like it probably did benefit a lot of people that I knew back then, but it put me in a box. It did not really teach me about the real world and about how others were going to treat me or how I was going to have to function in the real world in the mix.
So you felt
and
like
that's scary.
So you felt like that was just like a shell that you was put in, so to speak?
Yeah, like again, like I'll give you just like a prime, like a couple of examples. One, they taught me how to wash dishes properly, right? I have low vision. I can't see that well. So they taught me to feel the plate. If you feel that there's something on the plate, then it's not clean. But if you run your hand across it and there's nothing there, it's a smooth surface, it's clean.
Yeah.
It's great. I use that in my life today. Like I use it to teach my kids who don't have vision problems. It's like, hey, like I you know it's clean. Stuff like that. These were great tools, but they don't teach you about being in the workforce with other people. They don't teach you about how to function in the room with other people. They just show you on your own how to function. But you're gonna get out in the real world and you're not gonna know how to function.
Yeah.
You're gonna get into the workforce and you're gonna assume that everybody's gonna cater to the fact that you don't see well or that you have albinism, and that's not how the world goes. The world is cruel. They don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And
so we're I did a couple years there and it was,
So I was gonna ask, so where are you now with your with accepting of your albinism? Are you at a point now where you like absolutely love your albinism? Love everything about it?
Yeah.
I adore it. I mean, who can truly look themselves in the mirror and say that they're one in a million?
Me. What you mean?
I can. And you. There's 3 people here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I struggled up into my early 20s with confidence and loving myself and understanding myself. And I met my now husband when I was 25 years old.
Wow.
And at the time I was still dancing. And even throughout my dance career, although like
I'm sorry, how did he like he did like when you met him, did he know you was a dancer? Like how did he like take to that?
Oh yeah. He knew I was a dancer, he
Because most men, like, if you tell me you're a dancer, I'm not gonna take you serious. You feel me? Like, I ain't gonna, because I know, like, you feel me? You make your money, right? And
that's
you feel me? Your night is what I make in 2 weeks. I gotta bust my ass for this. All you gotta do is show some skin. So it's like, yo, am I really the man in this relationship? Like, what can I provide for her that she can't already get herself? You get what I'm saying? Like, so how was that?
Well, I ain't gonna give too much of his business away, but he wasn't a stranger to the game. We'll just put it like that. He wasn't a stranger to the game. And let him tell it, he knew of me long before I knew of him. And he said, when I laid eyes on you, I told my partner, I was like, oh, I'm gonna have her. She's gonna be mine. You know, that's what he said.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if that's a stalker or what, but
so he actually met you in one of the clubs you were working at.
He was a customer.
No, he saw me. He saw me. He claims, this is what he claims. He claims that I did meet him there. I was like, I don't recall meeting you there. I actually, and this is crazy how like life works. So he says that he saw me long before I ever saw him. He had already knew of me long before I ever met him. I had met his cousin in the club. I had met him there, and he owned a media company. He was like, yeah, me and my cousin own a media company. You should let us shoot some of your promo videos. Because again, at the time, if I was gonna be the baddest albino entertainer, I was gonna be the baddest albino entertainer. So he was like, you should let me come, like you should come to the studio, let us shoot some promo stuff for you. We've shot promos for, you know, this dancer, that dancer. They were dancers that I knew. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, the day that I was supposed to shoot, he calls and he's like, I'm caught up with my kids, whatever. But my cousin's gonna shoot you. Like, he's professional, like you don't have to worry about anything. I promise you're gonna be safe. Like, you know, but I can't make it, so I'm gonna have him come, thus my husband. When I met him, super professional. I mean, super professional. And him and I ended up becoming friends, genuine friends. And for quite some time, he was a friend. Excuse me. Quite some time, he was a friend. And I was on a date, with somebody else. And he called me. And he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, I just left the worst date of my life. Like, this was the worst date of my life. Like, I can't even believe that I even allowed myself to get caught up in this date. And he was like, had you been out on a date with me, it was never gonna be bad. You should have let me take you out. And I was like, take me out? What? You like me? And he's like, yeah, I do like you. Like, you should let me take you out. So I was like, okay, like, you know, okay. And the rest was history. I later found out like a year later, 2 years later, after we were dating, that like I knew you before you knew me. Like, I told my friends that you was gonna be mine. So I was like, okay. But he owns the media company. Yeah, he owns the media company, and that is how I even got the exposure that I had through Real Life Street Stars, which is his media company, thus the chain. And he truly helped me understand the power that I had in being albino, having albinism, and how that could work for me. He's like, you're literally a blank canvas. However you want to look, whatever you want to sell, however you want to present yourself to be, blue hair, brown hair, pink hair, the glasses, the everything, like you can literally do everything, like everything. And so I'm like, what? He was like, yes. He's like, man, you're so beautiful. Like, you're so, and that was the first time in my life that I had heard like, you're so beautiful. And it felt so genuine, you know? So.
Now I also wanted to ask you, could you talk about, and before we end, could you talk about your music and where can people find your music? And also, would you be interested in joining us? We're actually creating a albinism compilation album of all albino musicians.
Wow, I would love to be a part of that. I don't much do music now. Now, when y'all go look up my stuff, y'all gonna see some stuff.
Okay.
Y'all gonna see some stuff. Music is not my number one goal right now. But I'm still open to like features and stuff like that, and I still do stuff. But you can find it on Real Life Street Stars on YouTube. So that's RealLyfe Street Stars. That's where all my music is. Just type in Angel White, Real Life Street Stars. Everything will pop up. Like I said, it's not my number one goal right now, just because what is required of me to be successful in the music industry is not who I am anymore. And so I've deterred. But again, I still do features. I still do make music, from here to there. It's just not my number one goal. But that's where you can find it. And I would definitely love to be a part of y'all's compilation. Like, why not? Seems like a wonderful, wonderful thing y'all doing.
And so your number one goal right now is your business, right? Bakery.
Well, that's actually secondary. So my number one goal right now is my podcasting. So my husband and I, we are launching a podcast called Couple Goals, the podcast. And we also have another podcast that we do with a couple of other members of our team, and it's called So Let's Talk About It, the podcast. All of this can be found on Real Life Street Stars. But that's where my goal is, because I really want to step into my position as a public speaker, not only as a woman who is committed and, raising a family, but as a woman with albinism. I want to shed light on it, and I want the world to understand that, hey, like, we're people, we're out here, we're normal. And I want people with albinism, people who may be struggling with the way that they look or their confidence or feeling important or in the mix, I want you to understand that it's all on you.
Right.
No one can make you less or more of a person but you, no matter what people say. Because no matter what you like in life, it doesn't matter. It literally could be anything. You could like to only wear black. You could like, only eating fish, or you could like to paint your nails with gold. Whatever it is in life, I promise you, there's at least one other person in this world who's just like you. And that person is probably looking for someone that's just like them. So don't ever feel discouraged to just be yourself, regardless of what it is. And people are going to talk. They talked about Jesus, baby, and he's saving us from our sins. Okay. They talk about Beyonce. They talk about it's the world of social media. It's the world of the internet. Somebody's always going to have something negative to say, but you cannot let that consume you, because you might get 10 negative comments. It's 100 really good comments. Go look at some of my videos. Go look at some of my stuff. You'll see negative comments, and it's about 100 people under that comment telling them to go straight to hell. So
well,
you got people
Angel,
that support you.
We want to thank you for your time. Thank you guys for watching another amazing episode of Life with Albinism. We would love to have you back on the show again, because we didn't really get in depth, but we will next time. Everyone check out lifewithalbinism.com. Right there, you can find all of our merch and find out about all of our new and upcoming episodes. Angel, thank you for your time. We will definitely keep in contact to film with you again.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I would love to. Thank you guys for having me. And until next time.